How's it going, everyone? My name is Ish, and welcome back to Duel Anchor. So over the weekend, we had some exciting news. We got DSOD Yugi Moto. So this is a very good time for us to get this character, especially during this event. So it would be easier for us to level up this character while doing the event as well. So without further ado, let's talk about the prizes that we can gain by leveling up Yugi Moto. So the first card we would get is the Jig of Destiny, which is a pretty decent card in my opinion. So when you take battle damage, draw one card, and if this card and its owner control is destroyed by an opponent's card effect, you can draw cards equal to the number of Jig of Destinies in your graveyard. So it's always going to be a way for you to consider to get draws into your deck, so into your hand, I'm sorry. But yeah, so we also have a skill detail here, which is Gathering of Disciples. So can be used by revealing one Dark Magician in your hand. Add one Dark Magician Girl to the bottom of your deck. If you have 2,500 or fewer life points, you can add the Dark Magician Girl to your hand instead. This skill can only be used once per duel. So that's pretty cool. You can achieve this at level 4. Let's move on here. The next card is the Spiral Spear Strike. It's a continuous spell card, which works fairly well with the Gaia, the Fierce Knight, or the Swift Gaia, the Fierce Knight, and Gaia, the Dragon Champion. I thought I was reading that twice. So basically, you control, attack a defense position monster, inflict piercing battle damage to your opponent, and Gaia, the Dragon Champion, inflicts battle damage. With this effect, draw 2 cards, then discard 1 card. So yeah, that's pretty decent effect. The Sentry Soldier of Stone. I was kind of surprised to see this card because it's not normally a card that you would use in a Dark Magician deck, but here it is. If all monsters you control are rock-type monsters, a minimum of 1, while this card is in your hand or in your graveyard, you can special summon this card. You can only use this effect of Sentry Soldier of Stone once per turn. So this is pretty decent effect as well. Again, we have another Jig of Destiny. I believe you get 3 in this one. And then the new skill detail here, which is a spell counter boost, can be used by revealing 2 spell cards in your hand. Select one face-up card on the field that you can place a spell counter on. Place one spell counter on it. This skill can only be used once per turn and twice per duel. So it's pretty interesting here. Let's see what we got here. A Tackle Crusader, another rock type monster, which is pretty good. So if this card is sent to the graveyard, you can activate one of these effects. You can either target one face-up monster your opponent controls, change that target to face-down defense position, or you can target a face-up spell or trap card your opponent controls, return that target to the hand. This turn, your opponent cannot activate cards with the same name as the card returned to the hand by this effect. In my opinion, I think that this card would do fairly well with Ancient Gear deck, just because it would be able to essentially support that deck. I know it's a machine type of deck, but at the end of the day, I feel like this card is going to be a great support for that deck. Alright, we also have another Sentry Soldier of Stone. I think, again, that's going to be 3. Let's see, we got a new skill, Dark Horizon. If you take a total of 2,000 or more damage, you can use this skill on your next turn. So play one Dark Magician Girl from your deck. If you took 2,500 damage or more on your previous turn, you can play one Dark Magician from your deck instead. This skill can only be used once per turn. This is an amazing skill, especially for those who are playing Dark Magician, just to get the Dark Magician out on the field. And again, I believe a lot of people are going to be using this skill just because it's a really good way for us to have either an FTK or an OTK. But yeah, all right. Let's see what else we got here. The Beta, the Electromagnetic Warrior. So another rock monster. This one I was kind of not surprised to see in his deck, just because we have Beta the Magnet Warrior, Alpha the Magnet Warrior, and so forth. So yeah, let's talk about the effect. So if this card is normal or special summoned, you can add one level 4 Magnet Warrior monster from your deck to your hand, except Beta the Electromagnetic Warrior. You can only use this effect of Beta the Electromagnetic Warrior once per turn. During your opponent's turn, you contribute this card, special summon one level 4 Magnet Warrior monster from your deck. This is a quick effect. So I think you also get 3 of those, I believe. And then also the Van Dalgion, the Dark Dragon Lord, which is a pretty strong card if you ask me. So it's a dragon effect. So it basically, if you negate the activation of the opponent's spell or trap cards, or your opponent's monster effect with the counter trap card, except during the damage step, you can special summon this card from your hand. If summoned this way, activate the effects and resolve in sequence depending on the type of cards negated by the counter trap. So spell, if it's a spell, you get to inflict 1,500 damage to your opponent. If it's a trap, you get to target one card your opponent controls and destroy that target. And if it's a monster, target one monster in your graveyard and special summon it. So I look forward to playing this card, especially when they try to do the special summon from the graveyard. As you guys all know, I do play Gravekeeper, so yeah. All right, looks like we get more gems, and then another Tech Crusader there, and that should be it. Yeah. So if you guys like this video, make sure you guys like, subscribe to this channel for more news like this. I will be covering more duels as well. So at the end of the day, I want you guys to keep on dueling, or I will send you out to the Shadow Realm. So I'll catch you guys later.